Hello everybody, Rick Melero here with His Capital, and one of the things that we've been doing lately is really taking your comments and your questions and giving you some answers to bring value to you. And recently, one of the questions that I received is, how can I really go to the next level if I already have an existing business and I want to start adding on additional verticals? And I think that's a fantastic question. And let me explain something that's very important. In the beginning of my career, I was really just focused on any vertical had to be done by Rick. And what I noticed is that one of the biggest failures that I had is that I thought that because I was successful at one thing, then maybe I could be successful at everything. And the reality is, even though we can be pretty good at some things, over the years, what we've actually learned is that when we're gonna go to a new vertical and we're gonna add a new element of income or business to our existing business model, what has really changed the game for us is when we vet the right people that are already within the same vein of what we're going after, and then we empower them in an alliance to do what they're great at while we focus on what we're great at. And what we have found is that having those strategic alliances have really helped us to level up our organization, and it also has helped us to mitigate the overhead and the mistakes that we're gonna make through the process of trying to do it on our own. Now with that, there's an additional piece that I wanna add to this. Because when you start bringing in alliances, a lot of people are very selfish and they think about, I have to win first, I have to win first. And this kind of reminds me of a funny story. My wife does this incredible baking, and in the morning sometimes she'll even do some awesome waffles that she does for us. They're really custom and we love it. We put a lot of maple syrup and we enjoy it with the kids. Well, one morning the two kids got up. I have a beautiful daughter, her name is Kaylee, and Elijah, who's the youngest. And they ran up and they were fighting because they wanted to be the first to get the actual waffle that my wife was baking fresh. And what was interesting is it started getting pretty hostile because my kids, of course, are very competitive and they want that slice first. So my wife came back, she turned around and she said, guys, let's think about what would Jesus do? If Jesus had his sibling there and they were making this beautiful waffle, he would ultimately say, let my brother or let my sister be the first to eat the first slice and I'll have the second. And so my son immediately thought about it for a second and he says, you know what, Kaylee, why don't you be Jesus first? And guys, I know it's silly, but the reality is when you build an alliance, if you want it to be successful, don't be greedy. Make sure that it's a balanced approach and make sure you're serving your vertical partner so that they're empowered to grow your business alongside theirs. And that is an essential piece to really take it to the next level.